Hello and good evening and welcome to the sale of this Toyota Hiace Devon Sunrise. It's a 1998 with just 83,708 miles. Genuine miles, you can check with the Vosa. It's got a very good MOT history. This one, it's obviously been changed hands a few times down the years. It's coming up 30 years old. I think it'll be 30 years old on January 2027, which will make it CAS and ULEZ Scotland, like Aberdeen, Edinburgh compliant, being 30 years old. Unfortunately not in London, that's 40, but even so, yeah, so it's quite useful if you're doing, you know, the NC 500, you want to pop into Edinburgh, it'll be fee free from January of 2027. So onto the car. It's recently had a tyre, I think only last week actually. Unfortunately I went over a nail and I was just about to go off to the Lake District. We've now returned. We've done over 700 miles there. I'll talk about that in a minute. So obviously I'll get the puncture repair, but it was right on the edge, so it had to be a new tyre. It always is, isn't it? So that's a new tyre there. The two rear tyres were put on, I think, May of last year. My son actually borrowed the camper to go over abroad to Liechtenstein, Sweden, forget where else, Holland, a few places. I think he did about 3,000 miles in it over 3 weeks. Didn't skip a beat, and it also didn't use 1 ounce of oil. It was still on max on the dipstick when we returned, so he was well impressed with that. It's a non-turbo 2.4 diesel. So yeah, of course it's not ULEZ compliant, unfortunately, but it will be, like I say, up in Scotland from January 2027. You can see I've put the pop top up. I'll actually open the side loading door. The underside of this vehicle, I'll get to that in a minute. The underside of this vehicle is very clean indeed. You'll notice there's no mention of rust on the MOT history. I'll put the little table up there for you so you can see. Both these front seats will swivel actually, but I've just swiveled that one so you can see. You can have a little fish and chips supper there or whatever with the windows open. Oh, the windows are brand new windows. I had these installed towards the end of last year. I think it was August or September. One of them that never opened when I got the vehicle, and the other one, it was on the way as well, so I thought, you know what, I'll just stump up and replace the windows. These are the only ones they had, the tinted ones, but I thought it gives it a little bit more of a modern look. You got the opening, but you probably see these on VW T5s, so I think they look quite nice on the vehicle. So everything else is totally bog standard original on the vehicle though. I mean, that little hooker there is where the table sits in there on the back. There's a little basket there. There's a 240 socket there. This panel is the original power panel. I've just left it on there for you so you can see that it's working. I replaced the leisure battery when I got it 18 months ago. Just going to operate the tap for you so you can see how that's all working. There you go, that's that. Brilliant. And this is two-handed, this, but I'll try. So the gas, and just push there you go. Just hold it for a little bit longer till it heats up, then let go. There you go. So there's your gas. I'll turn that off now. Now you've seen that's working. That's just the wind catching that. That's that off. There's a nice little hook there that holds that in position. Don't drive off and leave that up, you know what I mean? It's very easily done. So that's that goes down. That little infill panel then fits in there like that. There you go. The beds in this vehicle are formed from 2 Holdsworth sort of conversion beds, where the seats, you don't need to rotate them, but what you do, you take off these headrests, you just pop them off, they just come off quite easily, and then you lower that down and you lower the seats here. The drawers come out of here. Just push that little button, you can see the sleeping bag in there. The drawers come out, and then there's another bit that forms on these bits here. Sorry about that, the phone. And yeah, it makes 2 little comfy beds. They are quite comfy as well. These seats are a remarkable condition really for the age. Obviously a bit dated looking, but I mean, I quite like the vintage feel. The lady who had it before us, she replaced all the curtains. So these are all handmade curtains that have only been on here probably a couple of years. They're all lined as well. So when you close these up, there's a little track here that goes. You have to put the sun blinds down, and then they just go around all the way around and meet in the middle here. Yeah, so they're all complete. They've got little tie backs on them, as you can see as well, which is nice. So that's that. Fridge, I managed to find a reconditioned fridge, which is a straight chop over, and the door even swapped over, exactly the same, slightly different model, and apparently the compressor and the 12 volt, I think the compressor's also been replaced. So that's good. So I'm going to just turn that off now. I'll just explain about this. When you're driving, you have to switch that to touring, and then it charges up the leisure battery off of the dynamo as you're going along. So don't leave that on. Obviously this switch here goes down when you're on site for 240, and then you will plug in. I'll just show you that while I think of it. Inside here you can see there's a very long, brand new that is, because the other gentleman had another motorhome where I bought it off and decided to keep the lead for himself without telling me. Oh, that's the little fuse box which controls the fridge, etc. Underneath here is the gas. That's your on off there. I've obviously turned it on for the moment to test the hob for you, so I'm just going to turn that off now just for safety. That's a brand new bottle, you can probably see, so that comes with it as well, although there's plenty in that bottle. So but it's handy to have the spare. That there is where the little chrome pipe that holds the table just clips into there. So if you're wondering what that is, this is a little wardrobe. As you can see, there's a little hanging rail in there. You won't get a lot in there, but you'll get a couple of shirts and a jacket for the missus or whatever in there if you go somewhere. You know, it's ideal really for sort of I suppose a couple of nights away. Well, it depends, you know, if you don't mind a longer trip, you know, you could go away off grid in it, you know, as well. So this is your pop top, so it gives you head height here. I'll just show you them working. So turn that back on, your 12 volt back on again, and your lights are here. You've got one there, so it's quite cozy of a night. You know, if you've got internet, you know, obviously no TV in there or luxury like that. It will come with a porta potty though that we've got, so which is it's all been professionally cleaned. It comes up, it comes filled up, ready with a blue liquid that you put in there, and the rest of the bottle for that, which is almost a full bottle of that, will come with it as well. Yeah, so obviously you must, when you put this down, it's got these little air struts or gas struts here. You must make sure that you clip it properly in fully, you know, and fold the stuff, you know, the actual material in. Don't leave that sticking outside the van, because obviously it'll get wet and it won't seal properly as well. So it's quite easy to do. I won't show you that. There's a little window here that actually comes out as well, which is quite nice. You can unzip that little window if you want to, say you're parked up by the beach or something. You can just unzip that window. It's quite hard doing this one-handed because I'm filming as well. But it's a nice little feature. It's got a fly net on there as well, but you can open that and, you know, it just gives you that little bit of vision. Obviously I've got the tailgate up at the moment, but many a day, favourite spot for us, because the daughter was up at Edinburgh, we'd go up to Portobello Beach in Scotland, so there's none of the issues with camping. Wild camping in Scotland is perfectly legal, and we just pull up and I think it's John's Road, just off of the Portobello High Road there for the night, you know, and stay there. It's just lovely, you know, and then go out and get a coffee or tea in the morning in loads of little cafes along the beach there. So now what haven't I shown you? I was obviously have a cupboard space here as well. Toaster in there, kettle in there, bit of sugar by the look of it. This is a little drawer here, just keep the little fuses and bits and pieces in that one. The other one, that side, your washing up bowl, you know, all your little things. There's a little heater there, which if you're staying on site, you can plug that little heater in, you know, and warm the vehicle up with electric included in your £12 camping charge fee. But saying that, there is an East Berkshire diesel heater here. We've never used it, but I'm pretty sure it does work. Oh, I just noticed that's one little thing I've got to fix. That's just fallen off, the little lamp. So I'll get that sorted, but that's nothing, you know. So that. It's obviously when it's up, there's a little shelf here, which is handy. If you're cooking, you can put something on there. Obviously don't put hot pans on there. No one's obviously done that because there's no burns or nothing on it, but it is handy. You know, say you were dishing out, you can put your plates on there and just dish straight across the kitchen area. Yeah, so, oh, you probably can't see it now. Oh, you can, yeah, if you look underneath, there's a little strap there, and I realised that is for the porta potty. So basically you put, and that you can see it goes in there. So obviously not with the table up, but when you're driving along, the seat would be the other way round. You put your porta potty in that back corner there and strap it in, because you don't want that, if you go around the corner and it goes over this side of the vehicle and down that step, you don't want that. Comes with the fire extinguisher, and that's a hazard triangle as well. Underneath there, you might be able to see, is the jack and wheel braces under there. That's all present and correct. There are no locking wheel nuts on the vehicle, so we just got, as you can see, there's no flash alloys. It's all standard, you know. It's had a new set of wheel trims recently because one went missing. I think my son Matt replaced them for us. He come back, one had gone missing, but that's that. So I'm just gonna, now, if you know about these engines, they are quite remarkable engines, these, you know, because there's none of the bells and whistles the diesels have got today, DPF, anything like that. It's just pretty basic. There's no turbo. Now the only thing that can go on these is the cam belt, and that's had 2 cam belt changes, the last one being in September 2020, just before the gentleman bought this vehicle. It was either 2020 or it might have been 2022. I think it might be 2020, but anyway, cut a long story short, it was done. We got the receipt for that. It says cam belt kit. I'll show you that in the pictures. 400 odd pound or whatever it was. So yeah, that's been done. I think it's 8 to 10 years on these, so that's not due, and it's hardly done any miles since, really, you know. I mean, but that's something, you know, that will kill an engine, as you know, if you know about cam belts, you know. So that's been done. So there are recently it's had the power steering belt replaced, because there was a little bit of a shimmying on the steering. So my son actually did that. He's quite handy, and the oil and filter was changed at the same time. So that's probably about 1,500 miles ago, so it's just recently had an oil change. You may have noticed from the Vosa that the MOT is due on the 8th of August. It's going to go down on the 8th or just before to the garage locally where I take it for its MOT, so it will come with a brand new 12 months MOT. Last year I think there might have been a couple of advisories on the rear tyres, and that's when I replaced those before Matt took the vehicle away on his trip. So yeah, I mean, let's just fire the old girl up. That's one of the might be fun and games with this seat in here. Hang on, where's the key? Hopefully it's, what have I done with that key? I might have to I'm going to put the key now. That's good, isn't it? I thought I want to put it in my pocket. Yeah, I might have to make part 1 and part 2. I think I just can't see them. I've put them somewhere. Hang with me a minute and I'll finish the video.